Hello my dears and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Pamela and I put out beauty related videos sometimes. Oh my gosh you guys. Today I went to a place that I never, and I mean never ever go to. I went to Sephora. This was crazy for me because I realized when I was paying for these three little items, one, they were expensive in my opinion, and two, I have never in my life purchased anything from Sephora. I know, this was the first time I've ever gone into a Sephora and purchased makeup. I know, it's crazy, right? Like I don't know, there was something. You've read the title, you clearly know what we're talking about. There was just something about Rare Beauty that I gravitated towards. Like, I don't know if it was the packaging or the message behind the brand. There's a lot. I'm gonna leave their website down below because there's a lot to read about this brand, and if I sit here and talk about it, this video is literally going to be a million years long. But my reasons behind wanting to purchase this was not because I am a Selena Gomez fan. To be honest, I am not at all. Like, I don't really know anything about Selena Gomez. I'm not a fan of her music, and I never watched her on TV because by the time she was on the Disney Channel, I was already in high school. And to be honest, I'm more of a Hilary Duff, like Lizzie McGuire kind of girl. Like, that was my generation. Wanted to try this because this was the first time I'd ever seen a shade range that catered to the light to medium skin tones, because I am an extremely weird light to medium skin tone, and it's always extremely hard for me to find the correct shade in concealers and in foundations. I have purchased a lot of shades in the past that just are either too orange, too pink, too neutral, too gray. Like, there's never been a time where I've felt like I've purchased a foundation and it is my exact skin tone until today. Oh, I know, so exciting. It was very exciting to go to the Sephora. I got shade matched. I don't know if you've been to Sephora lately, but the way that they're shade matching is perfection. The girl helped me out. She was also helpful in a way where she could say like, yeah, that's a good shade for you. Because sometimes I'll even look at shades by myself and I'll think like, will that match? Will that match? And I get home and no. So yes, the light to medium skin tone range is absolutely perfection. If you're somebody like me who struggles with the light to medium thing because you're neither light nor are you medium, then this is perfect. Second thing I liked about this brand was that I have mine, by the way, in the shade 210 Neutral or 210N, and I loved that the foundation and the concealer like correspond with one another in ways where these are both exactly the same shade, by the way. But as you can see, the foundation is just a tad darker than the concealer. The concealer is meant to brighten up. It is called the Liquid Touch Brightening Concealer, so it made sense. And I loved that. Like, is that a thing? Does that occur often? I don't know if it's a marketing technique, but it's fabulous, especially if you're a beginner and you don't know what shade of concealer you should be using, because I don't like something super brightening, and as you could see, it's not incredibly brightening, but I also don't like something that is the exact shade, or sometimes I've even purchased something darker by accident. So this was the second reason why I wanted to buy this. And the third product I really wanted to buy, or really gravitated towards, was the blush. I love blush. If you know me and know my channel, you know that I love, love, love blush any which way or form, liquid, powder, in a putty format. Doesn't matter, whatever way it comes in, I'm gonna love it. Blush is my favorite thing, and I bought one of these in the dewy formula. They have a matte and a dewy formula, and this is in the shade Joy. I also wanted to mention that their foundations come in 48 shades. Somebody in my last video actually asked me if I had any other shades of foundation in like different lines, and I only have 2 other foundations besides this one, so now I've got 3 in my entire collection. And so I figured I'd go ahead and swatch them next to each other in case you have these other 2. You can get an idea as to what this shade looks like compared to the other. So I have the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation, and I also have the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage in the shade Sand Beige. Okay, so this one is the new Rare Beauty in the shade 210N. This next one is the Catrice one in the shade Sand Beige 30. Then the one on the very, very top is the ColourPop 170W. So they're a tiny bit different, but these are all pretty good matches. I will say that the Rare Beauty one so far seems to be like the most perfect match. So I think that is all the babbling that I want to do for this intro. So let's just get right into this. So I've got you zoomed in so that you can see how everything applies on the skin. I did my regular skincare routine. I wash my face, I moisturize, and then for primer, I put on some of my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid primer. This is my favorite current primer, clearly. Since I don't have everything from this line, I figured I'd incorporate some of my current favorite products. I want to see how everything is going to pair with everything that I currently own. So I went in with my favorite primer. This is the foundation. It is called the Liquid Touch Weightless Foundation. I have mine in the shade 210N, which is a neutral shade. And it's, you know, 1 fluid ounce or 30 ml. I love the packaging. It's very, very simple, sleek, right to the point. I do appreciate that the foundation shade is listed here and it's up in the corner over here. So the directions just say to shake it well. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a shake here. So this is a wand applicator. I know a lot of people have issues with doe foot applicators for foundation. Honestly, I am the kind of person that goes in with concealer all over their face, and I take that wand and apply the product all over my face. So I have no issues with this at all. And I don't know, I have to argue, if it's not hygienic, and correct me if I'm wrong, if it's not a hygienic thing to do, then why does it continue to exist? You know, like, I don't know. Like I said, I am the kind of person that will smother a concealer all over their face with that doe foot applicator, so I'm not worried about it is what I'm trying to say. So on one half of my face, I will be using a brush, and then on the other half of my face, I'm gonna go in with my Shop Miss A sponge. So let's go ahead and apply this and see what this looks like on the skin. Ooh, that's a really good color match. I'm excited. It's always so nice when the color like matches, and it feels like I'm not putting anything on at all. Like, it feels like, yeah, like I have done nothing. Like, doesn't feel like anything is on my skin right now. It almost feels like a facial oil in a way. And if you're not one to like facial oils, maybe you won't like that feeling. But for me, it feels like I'm putting on a facial oil. Yeah, I'm really digging that feel. Oh, wow, that's really nice. That blended right into the skin like butter. Shade match is perfect, so shout out to Sephora for doing a bomb job in shade matching people right now, because that looks really, really good. I'm excited to see if it's gonna cover this monstrosity on my forehead here. I picked at a pimple yesterday and I did not think I was gonna aggravate it that bad. So there is one layer of the foundation and it's definitely like the most perfect color match. Like, I'm so excited about that, first of all. And it's really pretty. It definitely evened out my skin. I have a lot of like just little freckles and stuff like that on my face, and I don't mind my freckles. I actually prefer what kind of coverage is this? Did I not read that? Oh God, I'm so bad at these things. So this is a weightless foundation with concentrated pigments that feels barely there while providing buildable medium to full coverage with a natural finish. Okay, yeah, that's my kind of jam. I'm going to add just a little bit more in this little area. I usually like to build up my foundation just a little bit more right here. I'm so stoked on the color match, you guys. Like, yeah, this literally is so liquidy, like it's crazy. Oh yeah, that looks really pretty. And it's not like I mean, I do see a little bit of a radiant glow, like right here in my cheek area, but it doesn't look greasy. It doesn't feel heavy. And around my nose area, which is the driest part of my face, it looks fantastic. Really liking this. I'm a big fan already. On the other side, obviously I'm gonna do the sponge, so go ahead and apply some of this here. Let's see if it'll cover up this thing that I've got going on the side of my face. I can also tell you it's not oxidizing because it's the same color so far on both sides, so I quite like that as well. You ever buy like the perfect shade of foundation and then 5 minutes later it's like a totally different color? Why does that even happen? Come on. Oh, the coverage is good. Do you see that? Dang. So that's what it looks like on the sponge side. I think I got equal amounts of coverage on both sides. One does not look like it got more coverage than the other. I think I like the sponge side a little bit more. I have a little bit more of a beautiful, like natural radiant finish, like looking on this side, whereas this side, I feel like it's a little bit more on the matte side. Don't know how that happened. I will probably use either or, to be honest. I'm the kind of person that some days I feel like using a sponge, some days I feel like using a brush, so it just depends. I am gonna put just a little bit more on the sponge side as well, just like I did on the other side. I do say that I have one con. This packaging looks like it's gonna get dirty pretty fast, so just keep that in mind. It definitely helped my situation in the corner, but I just want to put a little bit more, just like right there. And I am going to take a brush to sort of pat this in. Wow, that looks good. I'm highly, highly impressed as to how beautiful this is looking on the skin. I gotta zoom you in, you gotta look at this. Okay, so here we are, just the foundation, all zoomed in. It looks beautiful. I'm really loving this. The coverage is perfection for me. I love a medium coverage, like that's like the highest I will go. It is buildable, so if you're a full coverage queen, this has got you. You saw that red spot on my forehead. I mean, it's not going to get rid of the texture of that like blemish, but it definitely got rid of the redness, and I feel a little more confident on camera now, to be honest. Around the nose, I didn't blend that out, that's my fault. Around the nose, it's looking fantastic. Like, this is the driest part of my face, and usually the area that looks the cakiest, and I really like the way that this is sitting around my mouth and my chin. I usually get really dry like in this area of my face and then sometimes in this parts of my face, and it just looks so pretty. Like, there is a natural satin sheen to it, but it wasn't like the IT Cosmetics one, you guys, where it had like that fine micro glitter in it. Like, this is just a natural sheen, and this is the kind of like finish that I love. Moving on, I did pick up the concealer. This is the Liquid Touch Brightening Concealer, and also the same shade, 210N. So the packaging for this one doesn't have the ball like on top like the foundation. It has more of like a what would you call this? I don't know. It's got like a handle, more like a handle than the other one. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Oy. So this applicator is very, very different, unlike anything I've seen before. It almost looks like it was a regular doe foot and they just like sliced the top of it, and this is what we were getting. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. Oh yeah, that's way, way lighter than the foundation. This one does have a scent. I didn't notice a scent in the foundation, but this, what do you smell like? It doesn't smell like bad or chemically or anything like that. It just has like just like a regular foundation or concealer scent. So I don't know how much I should be putting on. Yeah, so I'm already loving the shade of this corresponding with the foundation. It's gonna be brightening, but not overly brightening. I'm not one to have like a super bright under eye, but this shade is perfect. For the concealer, I do like a sponge under the concealer, so I am going to blend this out with my sponge. I should probably show you what I'm doing. Ooh, wow. They're literally just melted perfectly into one another. Wow, that looks beautiful. I love the way that that looks. It's medium coverage, definitely not full, but I love that. Like, I would be okay with this kind of coverage. It's enough for like a really nice natural day. I am gonna put just a little bit more because I'm curious to see how it builds up. I have a lot of darkness like right here that I like to, you know, cover up as much as possible. So I am just gonna put a little bit more, and I am going to blend this out with a brush. Ooh, there we go. That's full coverage right there. I am gonna apply some cream bronzer onto my face. I'm just gonna speed right through this and then we'll move on to the blush. So this is, I think, the one that I'm most excited about. I had to pick up blush. Like, if you know me and you know my channel, you know that I love blush so much. So I picked up the shade Joy. And again, same packaging, super cute. It has the name right here, and it also has the shade up there. I did already open this and swatch it. So she has a few of these. Some are matte and some are dewy. I definitely went for a dewy blush because that's just the kind of person I am. Comes with that same doe foot. Oh no, this is different. This is a little bit more just rounded, whereas the concealer was like a triangle, like square hybrid. I don't know if that makes any sense, but this is a really pretty corally color, and I am just going to apply a little bit on the back of my hand. I did watch a couple of videos. Look at how beautiful that color is. I watched a couple of videos before I went in and purchased this, and I saw that the blush was insanely pigmented. So I am going to apply it on the back of my hand. That's usually how I do a lot of like liquid or cream blushes like this, and I'm gonna use the same brush that I use for my bronzer, a really nice big fluffy like stippling brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and stipple my brush into this. Make sure it's nice and coated. Oh yes, I love blush. That is beautiful. Oh my god, I knew I was gonna love this shade. This is me. Like, if I were a blush, it would be this color. This is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with this blush. It's definitely brought me joy. I'm gonna also do my highlighter on camera. I'm gonna take the ColourPop Super Shock Cheeks. I figured I'd use up all my cream products in this video since this line is very cream based. I didn't pick up any of the highlighters because I don't know, I didn't really care for any of those shades. I definitely want something a little bit more like champagne or something of like this tone, but there were like 2 pink shades, a gold shade, and then a lot of like, you know, deeper bronzy shades that wouldn't fit my particular skin tone. So hopefully down the line, she will, ooh, that's nice. She will launch a few more shades, and I would love a really pretty champagne, like, you know, tone for a high. I'm gonna do just a little bit of powder. I'm just gonna speed through this. I'm gonna use a little bit of this e.l.f. Halo Glow for all over the face, and then a little bit of the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder for under the eyes for a little extra like brightening, not that I need it. I'm also just going to add a little bit of eyeshadow on the lower lash line. I didn't do anything crazy because I wanted, obviously, the focus to be the skin today. Everything is looking so beautiful. I'm gonna zoom you guys in real quick so you can see everything up close and personal. So here is everything pretty much done. I'm just gonna put on a little bit of lip balm in a minute, but look at how, oh gosh, this is like the kind of face makeup that I love, where it looks like skin. Like you just look like a better, more refined version of yourself. It covered up my redness on that pimple. I'm kind of glad that that was there just so that we could see how well that situation could be covered, but it covered that up really, really well. I will say it looks a little bit drying in between my brows. Maybe I need to add a little bit more moisturizer in that area. Sometimes I put a little bit of my under eye cream in between my brows because it can get pretty like dry and flaky in that area, but it's not bothering me. Like I would still be comfortable with that. Around my mouth, which is one of my driest parts, I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Like usually around this like nose nostril, it gets really, really heavy looking, and it doesn't look like that. It is settling into my smile lines just a little bit. Happens with every single foundation. I would probably try this foundation with my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, especially in like my T-zone, like where my pores are here and in these smile lines, just to see if it smooths things out. But I think this is going to be a new favorite because I absolutely love the way that it looks. It's definitely comparable to the ColourPop Pretty Fresh, and now I'm definitely thinking I should do a side-by-side comparison just to see if they're like a dupe for one another. And that's all I've got for you guys today. So hopefully you enjoyed today's little first impression. I'm overall really, really happy about my purchase today because like I said in my intro, I never ever shop at Sephora, and if you've been watching my channel for a long time, you'll know that I don't ever buy high-end products. Like I have very, very small amount of high-end products in my collection, and a lot of them have been gifted to me or have been received in like subscription makeup boxes. So I've never purchased anything from Sephora. I'm not gonna give it my like stamp of approval or whatever, or my recommendation just yet, because I learned in my IT Cosmetics video, the one that I did on their new foundation, that I did not like that one and I ended up returning it. So I will continue to use these products. So far so good though, but if in a couple of weeks I am not loving the way these products are looking on my skin, I will be returning them. I mean, I spent $74 today on 3 makeup items, and like I said, for me that was heavy. So yeah, if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and spread my love for makeup, and I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye bye.